Good morning all. In today's class, I want to give the overview of object-oriented programming languages. So here we have two object-oriented programming languages. They are C++ and Java. Okay, first we will see what is the meaning of object-oriented programming language. So here we know that Java is an object-oriented programming language. So here we have three languages. They are C, C++, and Java. Okay. Here already you studied C language in your first year, and in between C and Java, we have one more programming language, that is C++. Now we will consider these three languages, and we will see the differences between these three languages. Okay. First language is C. What is C? C is a structured programming language. Structured programming language means here in C language we use functions to write the program. Okay, that's why it is called structured programming language. If you take C++ language, okay, next to C we have one more language, that is C++. C++ is an object-oriented programming language. Okay, what is an object-oriented programming language? I will explain. Next, when you take Java, it is also an object-oriented programming language. That's why we can say C++ and Java are object-oriented programming languages, whereas C is a structured-oriented programming language. So the relation between C, C++, and Java is C is a subset of C++, and again C++ is a subset of Java. In mathematics, you know subset concept. Okay, same concept here also holds. What is the meaning of C is a subset of C++ and C++ is a subset of Java means whatever concepts which are there in C language, all are there in C++ also. That's why suppose the concepts of C are data types, variables, operators, control statements. So all those are there in C language, no? You know, for loop, while loop, okay, control statements, if else, okay, all the concepts which are there in the C language are there in C++ also. So in addition to those concepts of C language, in C++ they have added some more concepts, okay, to satisfy object-oriented concepts. That's why we can say C is a subset of C++. Okay, first we introduced C. After that, they introduced C++. They have taken the same concepts of C, but they have added some more concepts in C++. That's why we can say C is a subset of C++. Okay. Next, after that, again they have introduced Java. So while introducing Java, they have taken all the concepts of C++. Means in C++ already we have the concepts of C, no? So in Java, we have the concepts of both C and C++ languages. That's why we can say C++ is again a subset of Java. So from this we can say C is a subset of C++ and C++ is a subset of Java. So in Java, we have both the concepts of C and C++. Here you may get one doubt. So we are saying C++ and Java both are object-oriented programming languages. Then why they introduced Java? So the answer for this is, so in C++ some drawbacks are there. Even though it is a object-oriented programming language, some drawbacks are there. After that, they identified that the drawbacks, and those drawbacks they have overcome in this language Java. So in Java, they introduced some more new concepts which are not there in C++. That's why Java is the most powerful language when compared to C and C++. So understand the difference between these three languages. So first they introduced C, then C++, then Java. In this order only they introduced these three languages. Suppose if you know C and C++, then you can understand Java easily. Why? Because all the concepts of C and C++ are there in Java language. So here I explained now some drawbacks are there. Here some drawbacks are there. So okay, they have overcome the drawbacks in Java language. That's why Java is the most powerful language when compared to C and C++. So without knowing C++ also, we can directly learn Java. No problem. If you know C++, and then you can compare C++ and Java, then you can study like that. If you don't know C++ also, directly we can learn Java. Okay? Java is the most powerful language. Once you understand the Java, the next languages in this sequence are R language, and next is Python. Okay? So R and Python are both are object-oriented programming languages. That's why once you understand Java, so R and Python languages are very, very easy. Only syntaxes you should know. Logic and concepts, object-oriented programming language concepts, all are same. So now R and Python languages are used in machine learning and deep learning algorithms. So to implement machine learning and deep learning algorithms, we should know R and Python languages. With Java, it is very difficult to implement machine learning and deep learning algorithms. So that's why we should know R or Python. So only specifically R and Python both are used for implementing machine learning and deep learning algorithms. That's why the prerequisite for R and Python languages is Java. So in this sequence we have 5 languages: C, C++, Java, R and Python. Okay. So this is the introduction about Java. Now we have compared Java with the old languages C and C++. Now our aim is to learn Java language. So here, so now I will explain one more difference. Why we are saying C++ and Java are object-oriented programming languages? Why C is a structure-oriented programming language? Means in C language we use only functions concept. But if you take C++ and Java, these two are object-oriented programming languages. So in C++ and Java, we use classes and objects concept. If you take any program in C++ or Java, we use classes and objects. I will explain what is a class, what is an object. Once you understand class and object concepts, you can easily write the programs in either C++ or Java. So class and object are the two important terms or keywords in object-oriented programming languages. That is both in C++ and in Java. So both in C++ and in Java, because of these two languages are object-oriented programming languages, we have to use the concepts class and object. Okay, next I will explain these two concepts, class and object, and what is the relation between class and object. See here in this object, this is object-oriented programming language now. Here we have object. We are using object concept now. That's why it is object-oriented programming language. So class and object are two important terms in both C++ and Java languages. So that's why once you understand the concepts of class and object, it is very, very easy to write the programs in C++ and Java. Compared to C, Java is the easiest language. C is somewhat different to write the programs. It is very difficult to write C programs, but Java programs very, very easy. Okay, so that's why follow each and every class carefully. You can write the programs on your own once you understand the concepts. So for Java, the important terms are class and object. Okay, we will see what is a class, what is an object, and what is the relation between class and object. We will see later. Okay, so next, what is the difference between, now again you may get one doubt now. C is completely different. Here there is no concept of class and object. In C we can't use class and objects or classes and objects. Only with respect to functions we can write the C programs. But in C++ and Java we will write the programs using classes and objects. These two are object-oriented programming languages. Now we may get a doubt, what is the difference between C++ and Java, even though both are object-oriented programming languages? Now I will explain the main difference between C++ and Java. After that, I will explain some more differences. So the main difference between C++ and Java is, in C++ we can write the programs either without using class or using class. So without class we can write, or with class we can write the C++ programs. If you take Java, you can't write the programs without using a class. So all the Java programs must be written with the class concept only. That is the first difference between C++ and Java. That's why this is called partially object-oriented programming language, C++. Whereas Java is fully 100% object-oriented programming language. So here C++ programs can be written either using class or without class also we can write. But Java programs compulsory we have to take class concept. Without class we can't write even single Java program. So that is the main difference, first difference between C++ and Java, even though both are object-oriented programming languages. Next, so in each either is in C language main method is compulsory, like that in object-oriented programming languages also in either C++ or Java main method is must. So here one more syntactically also I will explain. So what is the syntax of a class in C++ and what is the syntax of a class in Java? I will explain. So in C++ all the classes are written first. Okay, the syntax of C++ program is first we should write all the classes. So either in C++ or Java we can take any number of classes, not only one class. We can write 2 classes, 3 classes based on your requirement. You can take any number of classes either in C++ or Java programs. So that's why first when you take multiple classes or single class in C++, first write the classes. This is class A definition, this is class B definition. So after writing all the classes, at the end write the main method. This is the syntax of C++ program. Already I explained. So C++ programs can be written either using class or without class, no? So how do we write the C++ program without class is, don't write the classes. First start main method only. So if you don't want to use classes in C++, so start with directly main method. Means it is like a C program. Okay, C++ programs can be written without class like C programs. Means start directly with main method. Don't write these classes. That is without class concept. So C++ programs can be written like C programs. Means only directly by using the main method we can write the C++ program. That is one way of writing C++ program. There are 2 ways to write the C++ programs. The first one is without class, means directly use the start with the main method. So it is like C program. Next one is using classes. So what is the second? This is the second concept. Second means first write all the classes, then at the end write the main method. So this is the syntax of C++ program. Here first you should write all the classes. After that only we should write the main method. This syntax we should follow while writing the C++ programs. Whereas if you take Java, here they see we will write classes also. Here also in Java program we can write multiple classes or single class also correct. So here I have taken 2 classes in this Java program. So here what is the difference between the C++ program syntax and Java program syntax is, here after writing all the classes we have to write the main method. But here in Java program, in any class we can write the main method. See, not outside the classes. Inside the class only we should write the main method. Here outside the class we are writing the main method. That's why we can say C++ is object oriented, not partially object oriented programming language, because main method is not included in any class. Fully object oriented programming language means everything should be within the class only. But here this main method is not inside the class, it is outside the class. That's why C++ is partially object-oriented programming language, where Java is fully object-oriented programming language, because everything should be embedded inside the class only. Means if you observe, here main method is outside the classes, but here main method is inside the class. See, outside the class here we can't write anything. If you want to write anything, that should be written only within the class. Okay, we can't write outside the class anything. That's why Java is called 100% object-oriented programming language, because everything should be within the class only. So this is the one more difference between C++ program and Java program. Okay, syntactically we can differentiate these two programming languages like this. Here main method is, after writing all the classes we should write main method. That's why always execution starts from the main method in any language. This approach is called bottom-up approach. Means the main method is executed first. From main method only we will invoke these classes. That's why from bottom we are going up. That's why C++ is following bottom-up approach. Okay. Now here inside the main method we are writing the main. Inside the class we are writing the main method. Okay. That is the difference between C++ program and Java program. Same here I have written. We can write C++ programs either with class or without class. Java programs are written only using classes. In C++ main is written outside the class, but in Java main is written inside any one of the classes. Okay, that is the main difference. Next, coming to Java. So now this is the introduction about Java. We will start. Now who developed Java? Which year and where? If you take any programming language, let us take C. C, what is who invented C? You know, Dennis Ritchie, 1972. Okay, like that here Java was developed by James Gosling in the year 1995 and at Sun Microsystems. These three terms are very, very important regarding Java. Okay, so James Gosling, 1995 and Sun Microsystems. That's why the course name is also SCJP previously, that is Sun Certified Java Programmer. Okay, previously Java was with Sun Microsystems. Now Oracle people, they purchased Java from Sun Microsystems. That's why now certification names are OCJP, means Oracle Certified Java Programmer. Previously it was Sun Certified Java Programmer, SCJP. Now it is OCJP. Okay. Now what is the initial version of Java is 1.0. Now the latest version I don't know exactly, maybe it may be 1.12. So what is the meaning of version is, initially they have kept only few concepts in the first version 1.0. After that they keep on adding some more new concepts in each version. That's why first version is 1.0, next 1.1, next 1.2, 1.3, like that. Check the current version. I don't remember exactly. Okay. Next. So here in Java we have these three concepts, these three types. Okay. First one is J2SE, second is J2EE, third is J2ME. So what is J2SE? What is the full form of J2SE? Is Java 2 Standard Edition. This is Java 2 Enterprise Edition, J2EE. J2ME means Java 2 Micro Edition. Why the three different Javas are there means specific purpose is there for each and every one. I will explain these three. These three are very, very important. Okay, J2SE, J2EE and J2ME. So what is the purpose of J2SE is? J2SE is used only to develop standalone applications. J2SE is nothing but core Java. Now in your syllabus you are having this core Java only. Means now we are studying J2SE. So J2SE means Java 2 Standard Edition. It is also called core Java. Okay. Now your syllabus is nothing but J2SE. Okay. So what is the purpose of J2SE? It is used to develop standalone applications. What is the meaning of standalone application? Means both client and server are same. You know, client and server concept, I will explain. Client and server means Suppose if you are typing Java program in your system, and in the same system you are executing the program, no? Okay, writing the program and executing the program, both are in one system only. This is nothing but standalone application. Means both client and server, both are one and the same. That's why with J2SE, we can do only standalone applications. Okay, that is the drawback of J2SE. But J2SE is very, very important. Why? Because to get this or to understand J2EE and J2ME, this is the prerequisite. Okay, means for J2SE and J2ME, J2SE is the prerequisite. So without J2SE, you can't follow either J2EE or J2ME. That's why this J2SE is very, very important. Once you understand core Java thoroughly, then you can easily understand J2EE and J2ME. Now I will explain what is J2EE and what is J2ME. J2EE full form is Java 2 Enterprise Edition. So using J2EE, we can develop web applications. Okay. So what is web application? Okay, already you don't know web application means here client server concept. Standalone application means both client and server are one and the same, no? But web applications, you know, Google, Yahoo, all these are web applications only, no? Means if you take Google, when you are searching or when you are searching for something, so where that will be executed means in the server only, in the Google server. We are all clients, means any number of clients can access Google server. Okay, here server is only one, clients are many. That's why the web application means client server concept. Server is there with Google people and we all are clients. Any number of clients through worldwide can access the Google server. That's why Google, they have developed with, they used J2EE while developing this application, Google. That is using this only, J2EE, means Java 2 Enterprise Edition, which is used for web application. Means clients and server concept here. But here J2EE means the J2SE means only clients concept. Means server and client both should be one and the same. There is no separate server concept. Okay. When you take already explained, no, J2EE is used for developing web applications. Now you may get one doubt. What is J2ME? So J2ME is Java 2 Micro Edition. It is used to develop mobile applications. Now we are using so many mobile apps now. Web applications are different from mobile applications. So to develop mobile applications, we have to use J2ME only. You can't use J2EE. So in J2EE, we will study how to develop web applications, and in J2ME, we will study how to develop mobile applications. So one more important point is J2EE and J2ME are independent. These two are not depending. J2EE is not depending on J2ME, or J2ME is not depending on J2EE. That's why these two are totally independent. But these two are depending on this J2SE. J2EE depends on J2SE and J2ME is also depending on J2SE. That's why to learn J2EE and J2ME, we need to know J2SE. Without J2SE, you can't understand J2EE and J2ME. Suppose if your interest is to develop web applications, so go to this J2EE. Or if you want to develop mobile application, so go to J2ME. So these three are very, very important. So these two are independent and these two are depending on J2SE. That's why J2SE core Java is very, very important, and these two are called advanced Java. Okay. So these three are in Java. We have these three, J2SE, J2EE and J2ME. Now we are studying J2SE only. When you go to web technology subject, here in your syllabus, I don't know whether you have web technology or not, but in CSE we have web technologies. In that they will study J2EE. In CSC again we have in 4th year this mobile applications. There they will study J2ME. So in CSC we have both web technologies and mobile applications. So in these two, the CSC students will study, but the prerequisite for these two is J2SE. That's why in CSC in 2nd year they study J2SE, in 3rd year web technologies, that is J2EE, and in 5th year they will study mobile applications, that is J2ME. So this is the introduction about Java. Now I will explain what is an object-oriented programming language. So already explained. No? So for any object-oriented programming language, class and object, these two are the important terms. So with class and object only, we can write the object-oriented programming languages. Now I will explain what is class, what is object, and what is the relation between class and object. Okay, now directly I can say the relation between class and object I will explain here. How to write class and how to write object I will explain with respect to program. Now we will see the relation between class and object. So class is a template or blueprint of an object. And what is about object is, so object is an instance of the class. You have to remember these two statements. Okay, now again I will explain the relation between class and object. So class is a template or blueprint of an object. So if you want to write class with respect to object, so what is the relation is, class is a template or blueprint of an object. Next, object is an instance of the class. Okay, when you write, while writing the programs, I will explain in depth about these two statements. Now remember that class is a template of an object and object is an instance of the class. These two statements are very, very important. Now I will explain how to write a class. What is a class? Now the syntax for class is class, class name, then open brace, closing brace. This is nothing but class definition. Okay, so class, class name, and here inside these braces I will put only these two, that is state and behavior. So class consists of only two parts, that is state part and behavior part. So what is the syntax for class in Java is class, class name. Inside the class I will write only state part and behavior part. Now I will explain in depth about the class. First, with respect to this syntax, here I can say class is a keyword, all lowercase letters. So class is a keyword. You know keywords. I will explain keywords in Java later. First understand class is a keyword and class name is an identifier. I will explain identifiers and keywords later. First, class is a keyword, class name is an identifier, and inside this class I will write the state part and behavior part. So I will explain what is state part and what is behavior part. So this is the syntax of class in Java. So already explained class consists of two parts now. What are the two parts? Any class, if you take any class in Java, whether it is simple class or complex class. Simple class means it may consist of only 100 statements. Complex class means it may consist of 10,000 statements. Whether it is simple class or complex class, we can differentiate that class with respect to these two, that is state part and behavior part. So class consists of only two parts, state part and behavior part. So state part is nothing but variables or properties. So in state part we will write variables or properties. In behavior part we will write methods. Methods or functions, both are same only. So class consists of only two parts, state part and behavior part. Inside the state part I will write variables and inside the behavior part I will write methods. So here in Java language these variables are called properties, because the main purpose of Java is using Java we can write real-time applications. So using Java we will develop real-time applications. Real-time applications means I will explain. Okay, that's why in Java state part consists of, in Java class state part consists of properties. Properties are nothing but variables only. You know variables in C language. Here also same, but here don't call them as variables. Actually, we should call them as properties because we are using real-time scenarios. Behavior means methods. No, you know variables and methods in C language same, but here we are differentiating like this. State part is behavior part is nothing but methods first. So any class in Java, whether it is simple or complex, any class consists of two parts, state part and behavior part. State part is nothing but variables, behavior part is nothing but methods. This is very, very important. If you understand the basics thoroughly, then Java language is very, very easy. If you listen the class enough for writing the exam. That's why please listen the class carefully. If you have any doubts, I will clarify your doubts. See here I have written class next. I already explained, no, class consists of only two parts, state part and behavior part. But here a class may contain only state part or only behavior part or both state and behavior parts. Okay, class need not contain always both state and behavior parts. So here three types of programs we can write in Java using class. A class which may contain only state part means only we will write variables. Or a class may contain only behavior part, we will write only methods. Or we can write both state and behavior. Like this we can write the class in Java. Okay. Next one more. What is the drawback of actually in C languages? C language cannot be used for developing real-time applications. The main purpose of Java is to develop real-time applications. So the drawback of C language means we can't develop real-time applications. If you want to develop also, it is very difficult to write the program using C language. But it is very, very easy to write the Java code for real-time applications. What is real-time? I will explain now. So the main advantage of Java over C is Java language is suitable for developing real-time applications. Okay. Now I will explain this one class syntax in Java. So I already explained, no. So Java is mainly used for real-time application. No, real-time application is nothing but we can write the Java program using student. Okay, for your section students, I can write the Java program. Your ECE section students, no. For all the in your section we have 67 students. No, I will take the data from each and every student. I will write the Java program for all the 67 students of your section. So like that, using Java we can develop real-time applications. Real-time application is nothing but we can write for student or for employee in an organization or for a box. Box means cubicle box. Okay, or table, anything we can take. All these are real-time entities. See. Okay, this is student. So class student means I am writing the Java program for taking the data from 67 students of your class and displaying the data of all the 67 students. Okay, so for your section I can write the Java program for taking the data and displaying the data of all the students of your class. So this is real-time application. Like that, if you take employee or GRIT employees, no, all the faculty of GRIT are called employees. For all the faculty of GRIT also, I can write the Java program using the name employee. Like that, in real-time entities like box, table also we can write. So that's why the main purpose of Java is to develop real-time applications. That's why Java is the most popular language. It is used for mobile applications. It is used for web applications. Okay, in Google they are using this J2EE only web applications. Now I will explain the simple class syntax. So here the class is a keyword, and I already explained the syntax for class. What is the syntax for class? Class. This is the syntax for class in Java. Class name. Class is a keyword. Class name is an identifier. Next, inside that I can write either state part and behavior part. Okay. So with this syntax, I will write small, I will write the classes for student, employee and box. Understand the class concept first. After that we will go for object. Now class, it is a keyword. Class name is an identifier, no? So student is an identifier. Next I will explain identifiers and keywords. First understand class is a keyword and class name is an identifier. So here class is a keyword, write as it is, all lowercase letters. Next class name, it is a student, it is an identifier, and the class identifier, class name always should start with capital letter, means the first letter of the class name must be capital letter. After that I will explain the naming conventions. Now understand class is capital S, class student, so in open brace, closing brace, this is the syntax of class. So inside the class what I can write is, I can write the state part as well as the behavior part. So what is the state part of this class is already explained. State part is nothing but variables or properties. So you know in C language, these are variables and these are data types. Same, see variables, data types, everything is same only. So here int roll number, string name, float marks. Means roll number, name and marks are variables. So variables is nothing but state part. So why in Java language don't call them as variables, we are calling these as properties. Why? Because in real time scenario, student is the class name, no? For with respect to student, we have what we will take for each student, roll number is there, name is there, marks are there, no? That's why these are the properties of the student. So that's why in Java, call them these as properties of this student, because all these are real time scenarios. So for each and every student, we can take roll number, height, weight, name, phone number, email ID, marks, address. Like this we can take, no, for all the students of your class. So all these are called properties of the student. Even though these are variables only, actual terminology is variables only. But in Java we call these as properties. Okay. Now this is roll number is a variable which is of integer data type. Name is a variable which is of string data type. Marks is a variable which is of float data type. So these three are called data types. These three are called variables which are the properties of this student. So this part is nothing but state part. Now what is the behavior part is, after taking the properties for student, we have to take the roll number and name and marks of each and every student. No? That's why here I can take one more method, set details. Set details means which will set the values for the variables roll number, name and marks. So here in between I can take void set details. Using that method I will set the values to each and every student for roll number, name and marks. Next after that here I have taken one more method, void display details. After setting the values for each and every student, if you want to display the details of each and every student of your section, using this method we can display. This is only syntax I am explaining, how to write a class. In-depth programs we will see later. Okay, first understand the syntax of a class. So class name, next this part is called state part. State part is nothing but variables. Along with variables, Java is a strongly typed language. That's why for each and every variable there should be data type. If you don't take data type, it will not accept, it will give you error, compiler error. But in C language it will allow you. Why? Because in C language, if you won't declare the variable with any data type, by default data type is int. That's why Java is loose. C language is loosely typed language, where Java is a strongly typed language. Strongly typed language means whenever you declare a variable, we must declare that variable with a specific data type. If you won't mention the data type, it will give you compiler error. Okay, that's why Java is called a strongly typed language. Whenever you declare a variable, you must declare that variable with the data type. Okay, so this is nothing but state part. Next behavior part means methods. So this is display details is a method. No, you know method syntax. Each and every method has return type, and here with parameters or without parameters. and method definition means open brace, closing brace. This is one method. So under behavior part here we have only one method, that is display details, and under state part we have three variables. So this class consists of state part and behavior part. Like that we can segregate the state part and behavior part in any class in Java. Okay, this is the syntax of class. Now same if you want to write employee class. So class name is employee. Actually this is capital E. Okay, class employee. So inside class, this is the state part, this is the behavior part. So inside the state part I will write the properties. So you know I am taking the employees of GRIET, means I am taking the faculty of GRIET. So each and every faculty has the employee ID, name and phone number. Now this is phone number. Okay, so here these are the three properties of this employee. Properties is nothing but variables only. So each and every variable is declared with the data type. That's why this part is called state part and this part is called behavior part. Here state part consists of three variables and behavior part consists of only one method. The main purpose of this method is to display the details of the employees of GRIET. Okay. Next, if you take the real-time entity box, here it is a capital B. So class box. So what are the properties of box? Already explained in the state part, we should write the properties. So when you write student, we have to write the properties as roll number, name and marks. These are the properties of student. When you take employee, what are the properties of employee? Employee ID, name and number. Only some of the properties I am writing here. Next, when you take the real-time entity box, the properties of box. What are the properties? You know now? Width, height and depth. Here actually it is width. Width, height and depth if you take, it is appropriate. Okay, length, breadth, height means they are width, height and depth. Height is already there. So width, height and depth. Each and every cubical box is having three properties: width, height and depth. Okay, so that's why I will declare these three variables as integer data type. That's why the state part consists of three properties. They are width, height and depth. Next here I can set the values for width and height and depth of each and every box. Here box student means in your section we have 67 students now. That's why 67 students details we can take. Like employees means in GRIT we have 320 employees. So I will take the details of each and every employee of GRIT using employee class. Like that box means, let us take, we have 100 boxes. Each box is of different shape. Like properties are also different now for each and every employee. Like that for student also, in your class we have 67 students now. Each student has different roll number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that 67. Next names are different, marks are different. That's why each and every student properties are different. Like that, let us assume that we have 100 boxes. So to set or to define 100 different boxes, we have to set the properties, that is width, height and depth. By giving different values to width, height and depth, we can set 100 boxes. Okay, these properties are different from one box to another box. Okay, now how do we set the values for each and every box is using set values method. And after setting the values for 100 boxes, okay, if you want to display all the details of all the 100 boxes, how do we display them is using display details. That's why here I have taken three properties for box, and using set values I have set the values for each and every box, that is for 100 boxes. After setting the values for all the 100 boxes, if you want to display the details of all the 100 boxes, using display details method I will display. So this is the syntax of class opening, class closing. Inside the class I can write state part and behavior part. Here state part consists of three variables and behavior part consists of two methods. Inside this we will write later. First try to understand class syntax. See here till now I explained syntax for three classes. this class is for student, and next class is for employee, and next class is for box. See, if you observe, all these are real time scenarios. Students, employees, boxes, like that. All account, bank account also we can write. So that's why Java is mainly meant for developing real time applications. So with this class syntax is over. Next class I will explain object. So once you understand how do we write a class, so after writing the class we have to create the objects for this class. Next class we will see how to create the objects for this class. Okay, that's why class is a blueprint of an object or template of an object. So once you define the class like this, we can create any number of objects. Means let us take your section consists of 67 students. That's why once you define this class, you can create 67 objects. Each object is for one student. After creating the object for each student, I will set the details for that student and I will display the details of that student. Like that, once you create this class, okay, you can create any number of objects. 100 objects, 1000 objects, any number of objects we can create. Like that's why first you need to create class. You may get one doubt, class first or object first? Class is first. You have to define class first. Once you define the class, we can create any number of objects as you like. So here I have defined the student class like this. Once I define the class like this, I can create or I can give the details for all the students of GRIET. In GRIET, let us take 5,000 students are there. With this single class, I can create the objects for 10,000 students also. For all the students of GRIET, I can give the details and I can display the details. How means, first we need to create the class. In that class, try to think what are the properties which are applicable for this student. You have to take the properties like that only. Don't write int A, next float B like in C language. Because the main purpose of Java is to develop real-time applications. That's why whenever you write the properties, these properties should be related to this class. When you write class here student, if you write int A, B, C, float E, like that, if you take variables, there is no meaning. That's why whenever you write a class for one concept, these properties must be related to that concept only. These are related to this. If you observe, you can see. So employee means employee properties. So box means box properties. That's why these properties are variables must be related to this only. Okay. So now you know how to write a class in Java. So once you, after writing the class, this class can be used for creating any number of objects. Class is defined only once. Once you define the class, we can create any number of objects. Object is nothing but an instance of the class. So here class is a table. I already explained in the beginning, no? The class and objects. What is the relation between class and object is? Class is a template or blueprint of an object. This is a class which is a blueprint to create the objects. Without class, we can't create objects, remember. First, you need to create class. Once you after creating the class, we can create any number of objects. That's why the relation between class and object is, class is a template of an object and object is an instance of the class. Because why it is called an instance means, for each and every student we are creating one object now. For one particular student, that is one instance. Second student, second instance. Third means third instance. That's why object is an instance of the class. Once you create a class, this class can be used to create any number of objects. Okay, now in this class, I explained only how to create a class. In the next class, how do we create multiple objects for this class? I will explain. That's why in this class, try to understand what is a class. Class syntax is class, class name. It consists of only two parts, state part and behavior part. State part is nothing but properties or variables. Behavior part is nothing but methods. After creating this class for any real-time entity, we can create any number of objects for the same class. That's why class is defined only once. Once you define the class, we can create any number of objects as you like. Okay, that's why the relation. Now try to understand this. These two are very, very important. Now, so what is the relation between class and object is? Now you don't know the concept of object. Next class I will explain. But now try to remember the relation between class and object. So class is a template or blueprint of an object. Without blueprint means without the template of a class, you can't create object. That's why first you need to define the class which you want to define. So that's why class is a template or blueprint of an object. Next, object is an instance of the class. Once you define the class, we can create any number of instances for that class. These instances are nothing but objects. Next class we will see how do we create instances, that is objects, to the defined class. So in this class I explained only class concept. So here I have created three classes, class for student, and this class is for employee, and this class is for box. Next class we will see how do we create objects after defining the class.